Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We are back for another trucking vlog, and obviously we are not in a truck, so the fun journeys continue. However, this time it, again, did turn out to be a good thing. I get back from my home time this morning, and I'm driving down the row where I had left my truck, and I can kind of tell as soon as I turn down the row, I'm like, I don't think my truck is there. So sure enough, I get down the row a little bit and I'm like, I definitely parked my truck right here, and it is not here. So after a brief moment of panic, I was like, okay, I probably just went into the shop or something. Let me call my driver manager. Sure enough, it is at the shop. So for some reason, well, now I know the reason. But at the moment, I was like, okay, for some reason it's in the shop, whatever. She didn't know the reason that it was in the shop. So I had to go over to the shop and talk to them and all that. Found out it was in to fix a recall, so that makes sense. However, while they were fixing the recall, they found an issue with the data analysis system or something, or an error via their data analysis system. They found some sort of problem. I don't fully understand. Either way, they said that they would not have another person in until like 1 p.m. to be able to look at that error. And so that was at, I think, like 10, and I was like, well, I don't want to sit here. That's 3 hours up until somebody was even there to be able to look at it, so who knows how long it was going to be. So I decided to go home. Well, I get home, and like 20 minutes after I get home, I get a call, and they're like, hey, we can swap all your stuff over to a new truck if you want. And I was like new to me or like brand new? And they said brand new. So we'll actually see if that ends up being the case or not. Either way, it sounds like it's a much newer truck than what I currently have. So count me in. So that is what we are at the yard doing right now, is getting our new truck. Okay, when they said they were giving me a brand new truck, I didn't think they meant like brand new. So I've already transferred over my stuff. All my drawers are now full and all that from my old truck. Everything has been transferred over. But dude, this truck is literally brand new. Check this out. Look at that. 8 miles on this truck. This truck is literally brand new. It has not been driven by anyone. I got a brand new truck. I've been here for 12 days. This is crazy. I cannot believe this, dude. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. This is crazy. Okay, it is now the next morning. We have got our next 2 loads. So we've got a load today. It's we're picking up a trailer that's already in our yard, which, super sick, is literally right behind where we're parked right now. Although I'm probably gonna end up going and getting fuel before I hook up to that trailer, so it doesn't really matter that it's right behind us. But it was nice because I was able to grab the paperwork out of it real quick, just to have that and be able to figure out the weight and all that, which is nice because now I know it's only 36,000 pounds, which means I can get a full tank of fuel. And right now I am completely empty on fuel. So that would be really nice to be able to fill up completely. And then we deliver that tonight. And then tomorrow we pick up a load in Washington and we go to Idaho. So we're finally going somewhere new. I'm really excited to finally not be going down to California and back. So I'm super excited. I'm really looking forward to going to Idaho. Idaho's so pretty, especially the drive over there. It's gorgeous, and I'm excited for you guys to see it if you have not seen it before. So it should be a good time. Things are already going a lot better than they did in the old truck. So I'm convinced the other truck was bad luck. New truck is good luck. And we're off to a great start. So I am currently doing some trip planning right now. I'm honestly thinking about asking to see if I can deliver my load tonight a little early. It's set for 2200, so 10 p.m. And my load tomorrow morning picks up at 11 a.m. Now, I know that sounds like that would be plenty of time between those two to get my 10-hour break in. However, I believe that the load tonight is a live unload, and usually those take like at least 2 hours, and then I have to drive to a truck stop, which I would assume is probably going to take about another hour. So then we're starting to cut into our time for making it on time for our pickup. So I'm gonna ask, I think, if I can deliver the load tonight at like 19 or 20 instead of 2200. So we'll see how that goes. that's the current plan. I think I probably will also go over and fuel up pretty soon, because like I can't even idle the truck or anything right now. It's so close to empty. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it across the street. Like, that's how empty it is. So we will not be able to idle the truck, and it is cold. If I can deliver early too, that means that I don't have to worry about my 14-hour clock, and I can just go fuel up now and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's where we're at, and I'll keep you guys updated. Things have gotten a bit weird, and I think it is kind of my fault. So like I said, my first load, the load today, was me picking up a trailer that's already here and taking it up to I think I said Puyallup earlier. I think it's actually pronounced Puyallup. But anyways, up to somewhere in Seattle area. And I went over to the trailer, put my lock on it, and grabbed the BOL paperwork. Well, then my driver manager went over later and saw the lock on the trailer and no paperwork in there, and thought that the previous driver who had dropped that trailer left their lock on it and took the paperwork with them by accident. So she messaged me and said, hey, I've got your paperwork in the office, and we're gonna have to cut the lock. And I messaged back and said, no, I've got it. I'm sorry, like I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to do that, or like I should have told you that I grabbed it, like my bad, you know. But in the time that, like, when I sent that message, I then got another message that said my load for tomorrow had been canceled, the load that was supposed to go to Idaho, Nampa, Idaho. That one got canceled, and I got a new pre-plan, and the new pre-plan completely conflicts with the load that I'm doing today. So I don't know at the moment what's happening. So yeah, that's the update at the moment, is that everything is chaos, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be picking up a load in Clatskanie and delivering it to Halsey, Oregon, or if I am continuing to do my load up to the Seattle area and then just having a different load tomorrow that's not to Nampa, Idaho or something. I don't know what's going on. I got to talk with my driver manager, and there is, I didn't do anything wrong by grabbing the paperwork and the lock and anything like that. It just happened that she went out there and saw that there was no paperwork and that there was a lock on it before she got the information that I had been dispatched on it, because I guess customer service are the ones that actually like dispatch the loads and stuff like that. So she just didn't know. But we're all good. Lock is still there. They didn't cut it or anything like that. And then the load to Idaho did get canceled, unfortunately. So instead, the load that I was like, wait a minute, the load that I'm supposed to be picking up now, instead of the load to Idaho, it's supposed to be picking up today, but it's just a preloaded trailer. It just needs to be delivered tomorrow. It doesn't matter what time I pick it up. So, and it's down in Halsey, Oregon, so it's not that far. I'll be able to easily do that trip in a day. So it's all totally fine. Everything worked out. So I basically am going to do the delivery today. I'm going to park, you know, I'm going to go deliver to Fred Meyer in Puyallup, and then it says that that'll take about 4 hours to unload, unfortunately, so I won't be done until like 2 a.m. And then I'll drive to where I'm spending the night, spend the night, and then tomorrow morning, once my clocks come back, go over to pick up the load in Clatskanie, drive it down to Halsey and deliver, and that'll be that load as well. So everything worked out. We're all good. I'm about to go on duty. I'm going to go fuel up and stuff. This is all going to be basically the exact same thing that I just did in the last trip, so I don't know how much of it I'm actually going to record. Probably won't do a lot of like scenic stuff because it's going to be all the same. So yeah, this video might actually be a little shorter. I'm still at the moment editing my second video, so vlog number 2. So, and that one is at the moment like almost an hour. So I think this one will be at least a little shorter. Okay, we are now hooked up to our trailer. I was doing my pre-trip and checked the registration box and there was no registration, so I was like, well, that's a problem. And then walked around to the back of the trailer and my lock had been cut, and I was like, well, that's a problem. But the seal was still intact. So I walked in to the office expecting it to be a whole ordeal, and she was like, yeah, I can fix that. prints out a new registration and just hands me a new lock, and it took 5 minutes. So I freaked out for nothing. But either way, we are a tiny bit behind schedule. We're about 10 minutes behind schedule, but I gave myself an hour of buffer. So we're looking good. All right. We are only about 23 miles away from where we're delivering to. However, there is a ridiculous amount of traffic because they, for some reason, decided to do construction that resulted in them shutting down 3 out of 4 lanes of traffic. So obviously I have not gotten down to the point where we're down to the 1 lane of traffic, but I have already been in this traffic for about 30 minutes and we have gone 4 miles. And at a few points we were literally sitting at a dead stop for, I don't know, more than a full minute. So not having a great time. It is 10:15, so I had planned to get there right at the start of when I could get there, which was 10 p.m. It just has to be delivered by 11 a.m. tomorrow, so like I'm still gonna be plenty ahead, but this is just gonna kind of push back everything else, which just means I'm gonna drive later tonight, into tonight, and I'm gonna drive later tomorrow and all that. And you guys know from me talking about it before how much I don't like driving at night. So not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. Things happen, traffic happens. And I guess the other crazy thing about all this is that we go from 3 lanes down to 1 here, right? It's the right 3 lanes that are closed. Well, apparently after we get through all of this construction traffic, there then is a car accident. There were signs for it, that, you know, like those digital signs that change. The digital signs said that there is an accident and the left 2 lanes are closed. So we go from 3 lanes down to 1, with the 1 being the far left lane, and then we go from, 4 lanes down to 1, with the left lane being the only one open, and then we go from 4 lanes down to 2 with only the 2 right lanes being open. So it's a whole mess, dude. It's crazy. This traffic, according to Google Maps, was going to add 30 minutes, and it's already added more than that, essentially. So not having a great time. But aside from that, this trip's gone smooth. I'm remaining positive. All right, I don't know if you'll be able to see me, hopefully maybe with a little bit of light from the outside world. I just don't want to turn on the dome lights and everything because I'm in the yard and I feel like it would be very distracting. There's a lot of people driving around and people doing stuff, and I don't want to be that guy, that's sitting here recording stuff. Even though I am the person sitting here recording stuff. So obviously we are at the dock. Well, I don't know if that is obvious actually, but we are at the dock. They are unloading my trailer currently. I was told that I would likely be here for about 4 hours. It is not looking like that's going to be the case, because I opened the doors to my trailer, and while I was back there opening the doors, they were opening up the dock door to start unloading me, and the guy was literally sitting there with his arms crossed waiting for me at the dock. So I have a feeling that this is not going to take 4 hours, or at least I really hope not, because I am exhausted and it is 11:22 p.m. I was expecting to be here at 10 p.m. and yeah, I'm really tired. I also was expecting that I would be here for 4 hours, and so I was expecting to be able to take a nap, but obviously that is not going to be the case because, again, they are already unloading me, and they are apparently doing so very quickly. So, kind of a bummer that I don't get to take a nap, but also kind of sick because now I don't have to sit here for 4 hours, and I can just drive to somewhere where I can spend the night. However, I don't know how close that'll be. But all in all, wasn't too bad. Dude, I'm so tired. My brain is not working anymore. I'm running out of things. I know there was more I wanted to tell you guys about, giving you updates on what's going on, but I totally forgot. Oh, I missed my exit. That sucked. I was So I was coming up to a bridge right before it. So I missed the exit that goes from I-5 to 512 East. And it's because right before the exit for 512 East, there is a bridge that has a maximum height of 14 feet. And I am exactly 14 feet. So I had to, and I should know, it's not like the full bridge is 14 feet. It's 14 feet, and it has like an arrow pointing to what part of the bridge is 14 feet. And if you, the further to the left you go, the more height there is. So I obviously didn't want to chance it and, you know, be crossing right where the arrow is. So I switched to the left lane and went underneath the bridge. And then as I looked over to my right to get back over into the right lane, I realized that that lane was exiting to where I was supposed to be going. So didn't end up being too big of a deal. I just took the next exit, and then maps routed me back to 512 East. I'll be honest, I don't know if it was a truck route or not, but there was other trucks on the road, so I think we're fine. Either way, it was only like a mile and a half, and then I was back at 512 East, and so it wasn't that big of a deal, but it just was a bummer that I missed my exit. I freaked out for a second, and then it ended up being fine, which apparently is the theme of today, is me making things into a big deal when they don't need to be. Yeah, the fact that we were told it would take 4 hours, crazy. They're already done. It's been 10 minutes. So that's sick. Now I just gotta go in, get my BOLs figured out, and then I get to head somewhere to spend the night. All right, we've made it to a place to rest safely. We are a few hours ahead of schedule, so I'm gonna get to head out of here tomorrow at about 11 a.m. So that's sweet. That will allow me to shut down tomorrow a bit earlier, like around like 7 or 8, which is sick, because then I can get started at 5 a.m. or so the next day and get onto that schedule that I prefer, at least hopefully get onto that schedule I prefer. We'll have to see what the next load is, but either way, I will tell them I am available as of 5 a.m. the next day, and we'll see what they give me. But hopefully it'll be not something that results in me shutting down at like 1 in the morning like today. So I am exhausted. I noticed, again, I mentioned this earlier in the video, that some of the videos already that I've started working on editing, again, by the time you guys see this, you will have already watched those videos. I'm sorry, you can tell I'm very tired. You will have already seen those videos, and they are very long. So, not that there's anything wrong with super long videos. I don't want to make any of these videos short by any means, but I don't think they need to be like an hour long, and that's about how long the one that I'm editing currently is. So I think I'm going to shut this one off here. This one still probably is going to be like 20 minutes or something, but either way, a lot better than an hour. So any feedback on that, I guess, is appreciated. If you guys like the really long videos, then maybe I will just keep doing them, but if you'd rather have more consistent videos that are a little bit shorter, I can work on trying to do that too. But either way, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed and you did enjoy the content. I really appreciate you guys being here, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.